Good morning. It's Saturday, the 7th of April, 2018. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, boys and girls. So last night, we had a good karaoke last night. Oh, you're over there, sorry. Last night, the karaoke, very good at Central Station. Someone did Let It Go last night, which has kind of gone off in popularity. The songs at karaoke, the popular songs change as time goes on. And one of the big songs used to be, when it first came out, of course, Let It Go by Idina Menzel, or something. There was some foreign name like that. Idina Menzel, is that how it goes? Yes. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. I think there are other words. I'm not good at learning words. Are you? I can't learn the words to songs. I mean, I could probably do I could count on one hand the amount of songs I could do from start to finish. Money, Money, Money's one. ABBA. I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I have to pay. Ain't it sad? And still there seems to be and all that business, yes. What else could I do? Actually, that might be the only one, to be honest. My Way, that used to be, but it's not so big anymore. Often people want to finish a night with My Way, and it's just awful to finish with. Depressing songs. And that you can't tell people, some of them, that you don't want to finish a karaoke night with a depressing song. They just don't get it. They don't. They want to finish with Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. We want something upbeat, dear. Bon Jovi with the guitar, you know. Living on a prayer, or Queen, Don't Stop Me Now, something like that. And I will always love you. No, not going to happen, mate. I'm not going to let you sing it. I'll move on to the next one. Even if you're next in the queue, depressing songs are not good to finish a night with. No one is going to remember you for doing it. You might be the best singer in the world. I would not bring on Shirley Bassey to finish a night with Hero by Mariah Carey. Just wouldn't do it. So that was good last night. Who sung Let It Go? Lazio. That was one of his better songs, actually. Lazio, who's well known in karaoke circles for doing depressing songs. He is. And I have to say, oh, come on, Lazio, please try something happy, dear. Happy, happy, happy. Like me, permanently happy 24 hours a day. So that was that. I was a little bit concerned while I was walking around last night. I was concerned that I might have garlic breath. Because I did, of course, on Thursday night, my campfire stew, which consists of an awful lot of garlic. And not on the recipe, I just put a lot in. You buy those frozen bags of garlic from Waitrose, don't you? And you just chop the top off. Oh, shall I measure some in? No, put the bag in and be done with it. I do the same with the chilli. And for the first time, I put my slow cooker outside to do it in the garden because of the smell. I hate that. You know when you wake up, you've got something in the slow cooker and you're doing it overnight. And then you wake up sort of about, I said this yesterday, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and the whole house smells of the spices. And it's not pleasant. You could probably do it during the daytime. It wouldn't bother me during the daytime. But when you're trying to sleep and you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and all you can smell is cumin or chili, it's just, and you, oh no, I don't like it. Don't like it. So for the first time, I put my slow cooker outside, didn't I? And I put it underneath a chair, and I put a bit of plastic on the chair, a bit of a black plastic bag on a chair, and a tray to hold that down. And I did it out there just in case it rained, which it didn't. And that worked really well. I got up in the morning and I thought, oh, well, it was cold last night. You know, obviously, if you've got the slow cooker inside, you know, it's going to be nice and warm, isn't it? Outside, I think it was only a few degrees above freezing on Thursday night. So I was a bit concerned it might not cook properly. So I got up and had a look out the window. And there it was bubbling away. Went out with my large spoon and started spooning. And it worked so well that yesterday I went to Sainsbury's Homebase. And I've now purchased a box to put it in. Look at this. Only £15. It's massive, this box. Hang on a minute. And by the way, I'm very disappointed you haven't noticed something in the studio. It's already been there for one whole show yesterday, and no one has said a word. Can't believe it. Anyway, here we are. Look, here's my new box. Look at this. Look at the size. Look, I shall compare it to the size of my small head. What do you reckon? Look at that. Look how big that is. And that's how big my slow cooker is. It's a really big slow. Obviously, this is bigger than a slow cooker. Look at that. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to put some holes in it, probably on the side, a few holes on the side to let the air ventilate. Otherwise, it'll all get condensationed up. It'll all fill up with condensation otherwise, won't it? So I'll have to put some holes in the side. But the idea is I'll get an extension lead. I've got an extension lead. I'll put that in there, as well as the slow cooker, plug it in, and then a couple of holes, which I'll be able to drill easily in the side. I must admit, I don't worry about, things matching up or in straight lines. My best mate's terrible like that. He's got the OCD. He's got the OCD, and everything has to be measured and exactly, little pins, put an X there. Oh, that's where the hole goes. Oh, no, don't bother with that, love. Just get the driller and drill it where you think it should go. And if the holes aren't in a straight line, so what? What difference does it make? They're making a difference. You want to see the pictures hanging downstairs in my living room. They're all over the place, but they're on the wall. What's the problem? Anyway, so I'll put some holes in there, possibly on both sides, and that'll let the steam and that out. And then once it's in there, you see, then I run the cable into the house. And then when I'm cooking, I'll do that and put that lid on, like that. No smells in the house. How fabulous is that? So I got that yesterday. And as I say, only 15 quid for that massive box. I'm sure those big plastic things used to be a lot more expensive than that, didn't they? And they got all sorts of shapes and sizes. If you've got perhaps a dog or something like that, I suppose, in the summer, not in the winter because it'd be too cold, wouldn't it? I bet you can get heated dog houses. I bet posh people have got heated. Have you got a heated dog house? I bet you have, haven't you? So that's what I bought that yesterday. And I was walking around at the karaoke wondering, as I'd had so much garlic, that was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, did people notice? And there's certain people in there who will tell you. They are so quick to point out any faults. They would tell you, but fortunately, no one mentioned it last night. So I think my breath must have been all right last night. Anyway, is anyone going to mention anything new in the studio? Let's have a look who's with us this morning. Good morning to Ploy Wachara. Good morning, Ploy. Whereabouts are you? I think you're new to... Weren't you there the other day? I think you were. Welcome to the show, sir. Madam. I think you're a madam. Good morning to Rafula. They're watching on some of the Learn English groups via Facebook that you can see our show. And thank you, those of you that have taken the time and trouble, as always, to share the show to your wall. I never ask you to do that, but some people just do it. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good morning to Diane Jeb. Hope you're well, Diane. Parisabo, Harry, morning, Parisabo. Gary Davidson is in the house today. Good morning, Gary. Elaine. Good morning, Elaine, who's liking the crazy wallpaper. Do you like this? We're changing it every season now, Elaine. Every season it gets changed. The summer one is already here and standing by. So far, I've got a winter, a spring. This is the spring one, and a summer. See the blossoms? Oh, blossoms today. Oh, now what's that one? Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Bring flowers of the rarest, bring blossoms the fairest from hilltops and mountains. That's a hymn, Catholic hymn. Oh Mary, we crown thee with blossoms today, Queen of the angels and queen. Oh, I love that one. They never sing that anyone anymore. Very difficult to play on the piano. 4 flats. I think it's either 3 or 4 flats. Oh, no, that's too many for me. Isn't it funny? I don't know if those of you who can play the piano or anything. I'm not too bad with sharps. 1 sharp, no problem. 2 sharps, that's okay. 3 sharps, just about. 4 sharps, very difficult. But I can still play. Flats, more than 1 flat, I'm useless. I need to say something else then. Not on this programme. There's no swearing on this programme, lovey. None. Any more than 1 flat, and I'm funnily enough, isn't that strange? And it's no different. They're just black notes, the same as the sharps. Strange. I'm glad you like the crazy wallpaper, Elaine, but that's not what's changed. Let's see if anyone else has noticed. Isn't it? This is possibly the most exciting part of the show, isn't it? It is. Good morning to Ants Galloway. Good morning, Ants. Are you in tonight? Oh, we got Cabaret tonight at Central Station. Miss Penny, she's really good. Very, very funny. Miss Penny tonight at Central Station, 10:30. And music, if you come, from the 80s. Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. What's that one? Don't you want me? We might have a bit of Rhythm of the Night. Da 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 da, night away underneath the electric stars. Da 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 da, and you spin me right round, baby, right round. Who likes the 80s? Come along to Central Station tonight, 9:30 to 12. I'm there tonight with Cabaret on at 10:30 from Miss Penny. Good morning to Yoli, again on one of the Learn English web pages. Good morning to you. John Aiken, is the flamingo new? Yes, someone's noticed at last. You know, I don't know why I bother sometimes. I do all these things. The only time someone mentions something is when they notice something wrong. Who was it yesterday? Someone moaning that the calendar was wrong because it was still showing March, which was quite correct, but they didn't notice anything else. Didn't notice my lovely new... My new pink flamingo. Isn't it fabulous? That was my sister's birthday present to me this year. Isn't it great? Look. Oh, pink flamingo. I've got to be careful. I don't want... Because the flamingo's bum is nearly over the Queen's face. So we can't have any of that, dear. Can't have any of that. I wonder if the Queen has got flamingos in any of her ponds. Do you think she does that? And who removes the algae from the Queen's pond? Do you think she does it herself? Does she get one of those nets? You know the nets that you used to catch sticklebacks in when you was a child? Do you remember the little sticklebacks? Tiny little fish in ponds on Wimbledon Common I used to go. There was a pond there in Roehampton, sort of next to Roehampton. There's a bit of common and there's a big pond there. I wonder if anyone ever fell in that. Oh, dirty water, dear. Correct. Well done, John. It's the Plink Flamingo. There's a hotel in Vegas I stayed at called the Flamingo. What a dump. It was the cheapest, nastiest hotel there. I'm going to Vegas in October. Did I tell you that yet? Oh, did I tell you where we're staying? The Excalibur Hotel. I'm taking my nephew to Vegas for his 21st. The Excalibur Hotel. Look it up. It looks quite nice. We don't go in any posh rooms. We don't need to upgrade to the Queen's own private suite or anything like that. We just take a run-of-the-mill hotel room whenever I go away. And that's always been the case. Always do like just a run-of-the-mill room. Cheapest. As long as there's a shower, a toilet, a television, a nice comfortable bed, and a list of phone numbers of partners that you can collect that night from the reception. Diane, correct. It is a flamingo. Oh, a flamingo. Don't you love it? Look. I love it, dear. I wasn't sure of it. I've got to be honest. I wasn't sure of it when she first gave it to me. And she said, there, I got your birthday. And I'm like, what's that? She said, oh, don't you like it? I said, well, I don't know, really. I was quite shocked when I got that for my birthday. Who else has received a flamingo for their birthday? Anyone? Anyone? Good morning to Lou O'Keel. Good morning, Lou. Nice patriotic tea set you've got there. Thank you very much, Elaine. This one here. Oh, you mean my United Kingdom talk? That is a real one, actually. It's not just like a picture or anything like that. I'm glad you like that. Good morning to Ants, who says Thailand was fab. He's just been to Thailand on holiday. Oh, you must let us know about the Ants tonight. I'll pop in. If you're popping in tonight, we'll have a chat about that. Good morning to Louise Burns, who joins us this morning. Gio. Gio, who come and sang at the karaoke last night. Oh, you only did one song, lovey. Your other one, you left about... There was about another 4 people before your second song was due to come up last night, Gio. What a lovely voice. Didn't I say it now? What was the first song you sung last night? And I said it was the best song of the night, didn't I? I remember now. Now, what was it? Can't remember what it was now. Do let us know. Thank you. Right, let's go over onto YouTube and Periscope. Joanna's there on the YouTube. Good morning, Joanna. Have a nice day down there. What's it like where you are today? We've got it's quite grey here at the moment. Good morning to N. Good morning, N, who says Celine Dion forever. Yes, indeed. She didn't do Let It Go, did she? Celine Dion. Was it Celine Dion? No, it was Adina Menzel or something like that, weren't it? Celine Dion. Here far. Where my favourite song by Celine Dion is Misled. Do you know that one, N, on Periscope? Misled. Da 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 da. Just a page in my history. Boom, 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 boom. I like that one. Good morning to Martin C, who says it will get wet. No, well, not my slow cooker, you mean, outside? No, because I've got this now. It might actually have got wet under the chair because the rain would have, come underneath it from all directions. In this new £15 plastic box, which will be in the back garden, incidentally. Any of you are thinking of coming along to the front garden and trying to nick it from the front and nick my dinner, you won't be able to. It'll be locked away in the back garden, in the back garden in the plastic, so it won't get wet in there. Correct, Joanna. She's noticed the pink flamingo as well. It's a little bit camouflaged, isn't it? Because of that behind us. I might take it back down again and put it up when we have a bit more of a green background, because the summer one is more of a forest behind. We've got a nice forest to put behind us in the summer. Okay, Human League, that was right, N. Human League, flamingo feathers, you're correct. Good morning to social media, John. Morning. Disappointing you still haven't put up Aunt McPartin's pic yet. No, I don't think it's allowing pictures at the moment. Deck's doing it tonight, isn't he? Saturday night takeaway on his own in Florida. I watched him last week. I thought he was excellent on his own. I thought, well, this isn't going to work. I was wrong. And I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong, boys and girls. I was also wrong once in 1989, I think it was. I think I made a mistake in 1989 as well. And there was one just now as well. So that's not bad, is it? 2 mistakes in 3 decades. Huh? Yeah, Deck could be introducing Saturday Night Takeaway tonight on ITV1 Colour. Okay, I think around about 7 o'clock tonight, isn't he on? Live from Universal in Florida, where I've been. I love the theme parks in Florida. I love them. Disney, Universal. Actually, I haven't been for a few years. It's about time I did another one. Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll do another Disney in Florida. Yes. Social media John says, I stayed in the Dolphin Swansea. Worse than 40 Towers. Was it really? Oh, I'd love to go somewhere like. Did you complain? My mate, he's made a life out of complaining. Absolutely. He is not happy until he makes a complaint or finds something wrong at least 2 or 3 times per day. And he fires off emails and phone calls and gets all sorts of free vouchers, this, that and the other. He just moans at people all the time. Moan, 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 moan. I'm glad I never moan. I'm so glad that I never moan about anything at all. I just take life as it is. I certainly do. Joanna, it's still 4:30 a.m. where Joanna is. Oh, okay. Don't you get up early? Wow. What time do you get up then, Joanna? What gets you up at this time? Don't say this show, because I won't believe you. You get up at 4 o'clock to watch this programme. Is that right? God, you are dedicated. It is dedication. Ooh, dedication. Well, you got 2 hours of me on Mondays from this Monday. Yes. First of all, the chat show at 9 o'clock here on Facebook Live. And then at 10 o'clock, my music and chat show on Reach Online. ReachOnAir.com. Every 2 whole hours of me. How can you stand it? I love it. I love it. You know, believe me, Joanna, if I could sit there and watch me for 2 hours like you are now, I would. I absolutely would. I have a multi-chat app, N. Do you mean for this programme? Right, so some of the chats come up directly in front of me and some on the left. I did have them going all into one earlier in the week. You may remember I said, it started working all on the one thing. But I found it a little bit off-putting. It was difficult to separate the two. You know, you were concentrating on one and then the other, and so I did find that quite complicated. That was it. All right. Social media. The hotel was even too bad to complain. My God, did you stay for the whole time? Were you there for just a night or several nights or something like that? Thank you, Gio. I believe I can fly. That's what he sung last night. Oh, it was great. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about you every night and day. Oh, it's lovely. You sung that so well last night, Gio. There was a tear in my glass. My glass eye was so wet last night, it almost fell out onto the floor. This has happened once before in the pub. People don't care anymore. They just started treating it. They laughed and treated it like a small football. Very, very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Let's have a look here. Oh, he's coming back next week. Thank you very much, Gio. We like to have a lot of fun there, you see. We like to make it fun, Gio. I don't like serious things, really. Certainly not in the entertainment world. I have seen karaoke nights and indeed quiz nights that are done so seriously, and there's no fun. To me, it's all about fun. To me, it's not. As I said so many times before, karaoke to me isn't a night about great singers. It's about having a go. We have some great singers like you. We have some not so great singers like me. We have some absolutely dire singers also like me. But that's not what it's about. It's about having a go and enjoying yourself. And I have to say, if we had no bad singers, if we had just a run, like 4 hours of fantastic singers, you'd soon get bored. You'd be bored senseless. Actually, it's a singing show. Oh, it's not a singing show. I'm watching on the telly at the moment. I'll come to that in a minute. Good morning, Kevin Webster and Russ Philip Vernon. Or is it Vernon? It sounds quite good. Was it Vernon? That sounds really posh, doesn't it? I might call you Vernon in future, Kevin, all right? And the lovely Mark Diamond is there. Good morning, Mark. Shane Cameron. Good morning, Shane. Kevin says, how many Brits like country music? Country music in my soul. Canadian Pacific. I was a fan of George Hamilton IV. He died a couple of years ago. I went to see him at the BBC Television Theatre. They did an evening with whoever, and one of them was George Hamilton IV. I went to see that at the BBC Television Theatre in Shepherd's Bush. Do you know what else I saw there? I saw That's Life, and first time around, Bruce Forsyth's Generation Game. Ba 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 ba, and I wanna play the game with you. Ba 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 life is the name of the game. Anyone see that? I went to see that at the BBC Television Theatre, Shepherd's Bush, and it was in colour. And they had great big cameras then. Not now. A lot of the time, there are no cameramen. There's just the producers in a little room with a joystick doing that. I used to have men on enormous gantries. Another bloke would be pushing around. You had to be strong to do these things. These are great big heavy things. And moving along big, I think EMI Marconi cameras they were. Yes. Giovanni gets up at 3:30 in the morning. Always worked afternoon or midnight. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Good. Let me have a look there. So that's the country music. By the way, I'm still looking, boys and girls. If you know of anywhere that wants a quiz or a karaoke, I have a Sunday, Tuesdays or Thursdays. I've got those nights free and I would like to fill one of them. It's a bit too much for me having 3 nights off a week. It really is. I don't really know what to do myself half the time. I know I do these shows and sometimes an extra show or two, but there we are. Mark, Johnny Cash. Mark does the Johnny Cash tribute. Old country music is far better than today's country, new country. I go along with that. Johnny Cash. Ring of Fire. On the Ring of Fire. Oh, the Ring of Fire. Yeah, we like that one. Last night I slept with my window open and the heating's off. No heating this morning at last. That wheel has stopped turning round. Turning. It didn't turn round this morning. No heating last night. Lovely and warm today. And I love sleeping with my window opening. Or the window open. I love that. You can hear the birds singing and everything. And it's just nice sleeping with the window open. Of course, you can't do it if you're on the ground floor. I'm on the next floor up, and then underneath me is like this lean-to, which is like a thin plastic. You'd never stand on it. You go straight through it. So it's a thin plastic roof which sticks out so far, and then wooden down. You couldn't get a ladder over there, you see, or climb up. Although squirrels seem to manage it, don't they? Sometimes I hear them scrambling up the side of the house, dear. looking for a hole in my roof to make home in my loft. That happened once. Not funny. About 6 or 7 years ago. Oh, it was awful. Absolutely awful. You can't get rid of them. I had a bloke round. He was useless. Paid him 150 quid. They were still there. I had to do it myself in the end, and you have to get them by different methods. So if you've got 3 or 4, I think I've had a family of the blooming things up there. If you get 3 or 4 up there, if you catch one by that trap, you won't catch another one by the same method because they're clever. They see how that one's got caught and they don't go near whatever it is again. Awful having squirrels in the lofts. Not good at all. Thank you, Paul. Paul's there. Had a fab night last night. Glad you did, Paul. My weight's gone up a little bit today. I don't know why that is. You remember I put on about 2.5 pounds over Easter due to excessive amounts of chocolate. So Wednesday I weighed myself after I'd come home. 12 stone 2.6. Thursday 12 stone 1.4. Friday 12 stone 0.2. This morning 12 stone 1.2. So it's gone up a pound. Don't know why. Just happens, but we'll see what it is tomorrow. I'm hoping to be 12 stone again on Tuesday when I have my next Slimming World weigh-in. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Louise, Bill Pidgley, Sing Country. I don't know him. I'm not quite sure I know him. Bill Pidgley, no. So window open. What else have I got to tell you? Netflix. As you know, I'm a big fan of Dynasty on Netflix. When it first came out, I thought it was absolutely dire. I still do. I think the acting is awful, but it is so bad that it's hilarious. But some of the lines that are written there, usually portrayed by Fallon, who's in Dynasty on Netflix, they are hilarious what she comes out with. She is just the biggest bitch you've ever come across in your life. But she's so funny with it. The stuff she does. And her mother's come back into it now, Alexis Carrington, who I have to tell you is not Joan Collins. It's someone else. Well, I was convinced Joan Collins was going to come back into it, but she didn't, unfortunately. This is the new series of Dynasty on Netflix. And it is absolutely compelling because half of them can't act. The worst actor is a tall, thin, black girl who is Fallon's best friend. Can't remember what her name is. She's the worst actor. I think the second worst actor has got to be actually Blake. He's so wooden. Blake Carrington, whoever plays Blake Carrington is so wooden. The best actor is in there is the bloke who used to play Jim Davidson in Neighbours. He plays the butler. And he is by far the best one in there. You really like him. He's very, very likeable. But Fallon is the one who's got all the lines. She's a super bitch, Fallon. Super bitch. So please do watch that. Anyway, I tell you that because I tried it yesterday afternoon. And I flicked on and it came up, cannot play this video. Please choose another incorrect country. And it said in brackets ES. Now I thought ES, that sounds like Spain to me. Does sound like Spain. So I thought, oh, it must be something wrong. I'll leave it. Often with computers, anything that's like a computer, you leave it, come back a day later, and it just starts working again. Am I correct? You know I'm right. If you've got a problem with your computer this morning, for example, don't start mucking around with the programs. Turn it off, come back a couple of hours later and try it again then. It might be the internet, could be 101 things. But usually, if you've not done anything to it, it sorts itself out. So I did. And I tried again last night when I got in from work, still the same thing. So I tried it, when was it? Yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, and last night when I came in, it was still doing it yesterday afternoon. And it said, any problems, ring this number. And this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought, well, no one's going to answer now. And I thought, I wonder if they connect you to a different country. So I rang the number, and it comes up with a code. If you've got a problem, ring this number and mention this code, a 6-digit code. So I rang him up. This bloke immediately answers the phone. Clearly in America. Or it could have been Canada. America or Canada. He had a very strong accent. Good morning, sir. How can I... Well, thanks for calling Netflix. How may I help you with your inquiry? No music. No Greensleves. None of that. No, he answered the phone immediately. Very impressed. Very, very impressed with the service. And that's in America. Have you tried to ring your bank here recently? Or what about this one? Those of you on benefits. When's the last time you rang the DHSS? Eh? Oh, have you got a day to spend hanging on the phone? God's sake. Few of my friends are on the DHSS and they try to get through to them is a nightmare, dear. Netflix? Ring, ring. Hello, good morning, Netflix. How can I help you, sir? Wow. And nicely spoken and all that. Anyway, I told him the problem. He said, yes. He said, we're having this problem in Europe at the moment and we're not quite sure what's doing it. Here's what to do. And he said, simply sign out and then sign in again with your password and that should clear the fault. What are you watching on? And then he mentioned, is it a Sanyo or an LG telly? Now, my mate's got Sanyo. It's my mate, so we share this account. My mate's got Sanyo. I've got an LG. Right? He says, are you watching on the Sanyo or the LG? And I thought, how does he know that? How did he know I was watching on an LG telly? Isn't that strange and mysterious? How does he know? Oh, I'm watching on my LG. Okay, he says. What about any other gadgets? Anything else? I said, well, yeah, I can watch it on my phone because I've got that Netflix on my phone as well. But I don't really watch. I mean, how can you watch a whole People do. They watch whole programs on their phones, don't they? Especially the sports lads. They can't miss a single football match. My nephew's the same. Big Chelsea supporter, my nephew. When we were in Florida 4 years ago, he was watching, always on the phone, checking football scores. Forget about Disney. Oh, how Chelsea doing? How Chelsea doing? How totally and utterly uninteresting. Really is. So I said, yeah, I can watch on my phone. He said, yeah. He said, well, he said, try that. I'm afraid if that doesn't work, then just wait. You may have to wait a while until we sort out the problem. But it's a problem in Europe. So, okay, so I put the phone down. And then I'm looking. I can't find the password, can I? I've already signed out now. Okay, I signed out. So I can't get back in now. And it's my mate's, as I say, it's my mate's account. We share the account. So he pays, I think it's £10 a month. So I give him 60 quid, 10, £11 a month. Hang on a minute, is it £8.99? Why did I give him 60 quid? Oh, hang on, there's 12 months of the year. I thought I'd done myself out of 10 quid then. Oh, dear. I don't like to do myself out of money, love. Let me tell you, I'm very good with money. Very good. No good with maths. But if you owe me so much as a penny, I will remember it until that is paid back with interest, dear. Yes. So I thought, well, I haven't got the password. And I'd already signed out. Oh, well, might as well go to bed now. And I sent my mate a text and he sent me the password through this morning. And I've gone downstairs just before I started the show today. I switched on the Netflix. Please enter your password. Enter the password. On it came. And then I clicked on Dynasty and it's working. So that worked. So if you do have a problem with your Netflix and you get an error message saying you're looking in the wrong area or something like that, please select another video. Then sign out, sign back in again, making sure, of course, you've got the password, and that should work. Okay, there you are. I've saved you a phone call to Netflix, haven't I? Although that was an 0800 number. That was 0800. Very, very, very impressed with the service from Netflix. And I know I've gone on about this over the last few months because I'm quite a new Netflix subscriber. But I'm so impressed on the stuff that they have on there. You don't need to watch normal telly. You really don't. It's all on Netflix. There's so much on there. And guess what's coming next week? Lost in Space. Yes. Do you remember that in the 1960s? Lost in Space. Now, what was the little boy's name? What was the family's name? Robinson? Will Robinson. Will Robinson. He was the little blonde boy, weren't it? And the dad and the mum with the funny haircut. And there was the uncle, dodgy uncle. Looks a bit like a pedo. A dodgy, didn't he? You know, Smith. Never fear, Smith is here. Looks a bit like a pedo he did with dodgy eyes. Do you remember him? So they're on it. And of course, Robbie the Robot. Is he in it? Or was that something else? Robbie the Robot. The robot in Lost in Space, if I remember rightly, had like a flat, it wasn't like a head, it was a flat plastic head. Anyway, so I've already watched the trailer and it looks really good. I believe it starts on the 13th. Hang on a minute. Oh Christ, hang on. Dropped in my glasses. Oh, sorry, I took the Lord's name in vain then. I do apologise to my Catholic friends. I think it starts next Friday. What is it today? The 7th? I'm sure it's the 13th. So Lost in Space coming to Netflix on Friday the 13th. I've really enjoyed some good stuff on there. The new series of Star Trek. That's been it's not gone, but it's that's all on there now. We've seen all the episodes. That's all on Netflix. Star Trek Discovery, The Crown, excellent series. They've had 2 series of those now. The Crown, series 1 of Victoria is on there, which is excellent. I started watching Riverdale, but I didn't really get into that. It just seemed to be lots of pretty people. That's it. But my mate continued with it, and he said it got really good. So there's that. And of course, my favourite, even more favourite than Star Trek, Mr. Selfridge. Mr. Selfridge, there were 4 series made of that, and then it finishes. There's no more after that. And I've watched the entire 4 series, and I absolutely love and recommend 200 out of 100 Mr. Selfridge for you to watch on Netflix. I could be working for Netflix, couldn't I? Eh? And I am hoping, boys and girls, that the Netflix people will at some point see my huge amount of talent and entertainment that I provide free on Facebook Live and YouTube and Periscope and might ring me up, with one of those multi-million-pound deals that they offered to the car people. Oh, no, that was Amazon, wasn't it? What's the car program? I don't like it. Three of them there is. Richard, Hamilton, Top Gear, which became something else, I think, on the Amazon. I never liked that. A bit too blokey for me, isn't it? A bit too blokey. No, I wasn't keen on that. Anyway, that hasn't been renewed, has it? They haven't renewed. They've done 3 series, haven't renewed the contract. Should have stayed on BBC Two Colour. Never. If you've got a show on the BBC, don't leave. Worst thing you can do. Even Bruce Forsyth, rest his soul, when he left the Generation Game to do Bruce's Big Night. Do you remember that? Back in the 70s, this is. Never worked. Didn't work. I think they took it off after 4 programmes. It just didn't work. And then he had a period where he didn't do it much, I think. But then he got Play Your Cards Right, which he was really good at. But he should never leave the BBC. Even Morecambe and Wise, they did it. Left the BBC. Didn't work too well. It worked to a point, not too well. Dick Emery, he did it as well. Left to the BBC to go to Thames or somewhere like that. Nope, didn't work. Funny, isn't it? Don't leave the BBC if you've got a job. Big mistake. It doesn't work on other channels. Good morning, Joseph, who says Miranda Sings is a Netflix YouTuber. Oh, is she really? Miranda Sings. I'm going to have to look at that. Thank you very much for that, Joseph, and welcome to the show, sir, by the way. What's it called? Let me write that down. Miranda Sings. I think Netflix, they're just at the point of being able to sign me up. I'm sure it is. Poor Joanna, she's over in the States. She got 2 inches of snow last night. Oh, it's all stopped here, the snow. We're looking forward to a nice weekend here, actually. A very, very nice weekend is on its way. Well, it's already warm here. I'm not cold at all sitting. I've got the window open here. I have to have the window open in this room because it starts smelling after a while with me sitting here for a while, Mark says, try ringing the tax office. That's a day in your life you will never get back. I don't have to do that, Mark. Never have to do that. I do my accounts to a point. I have it's a really old account. I'll tell you what accounts program I've got. Hang on a minute, I'll tell you. Microsoft Money. That's the accounts program that I use. I know it's years old, Microsoft Money. So I've got that, and I type in when I get paid for work. And I type in when people pay rent for one of the properties that I've got. And then I type in my mortgages going out, anything that I buy, anything like that. And I do that throughout the year. Anything I spend out, internet, whatever, equipment, anything like that. And at the end of the year, I push up, I bring it back up and I push a button and I print it all out. And I collect all my receipts and statements and everything else. And I send them all off to my accountant who's up in Scotland. Who I've been with now for, 27, 28 years or something like that. And he does a good job. And what I send it, funnily enough, I sent them off yesterday, Mark. My tax year finishes 31st of March. And I do like to get my stuff off very quickly. Some people, they leave it to the last minute, don't they? I mean, I haven't got to do it until December. I could leave it hanging around here till December. I like it. As soon as that date comes and passed, I quickly get all the stuff together as quick as I can and I send them all off to my accountant. And that went yesterday. I take them into Ryman's because they do the DHL in there. They don't lose stuff, DHL. You know, so you take all the stuff, you put it all in a carrier bag, go to Ryman's where they do DHL. And I'd like to send these, okay, sir? And they choose a box, and they're different prices for the boxes. So you get this box, they open up the box, a nice big bright yellow box. You put your papers in there, they seal it all up there, put a little sticker on their security tag around there and sellotape and what have you. I said, where do you want to send it? And they write it all, print it all out on their computer machine. Out comes a label, stick it on there, and off it goes. What did that cost me? £17, I think, to send all that up there. Brilliant. Just brilliant. And he'll have that this morning. I think they say it's overnight, but we don't include Saturdays or Sundays, I think. But it can get there on a Saturday. But they don't guarantee it's for Saturday. It would be guaranteed for the next day, which would be Friday, Monday. So you don't include the weekend. And it works very well. I always send them up via that method. Very, very good indeed. £17. And then what happened there, the accountant will get it. He'll open them up, wave a magic wand. He'll do about 30 seconds work. And then he'll probably charge me an absolute arm and a leg for looking over a few bits of paper. I mean, what does he do? All he does is he gets my bits of paper. Okay, tick, 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 tick. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You owe the taxman £10,000. It'd be something like that. That's £10,000 taxman. And thank you, that's £2,000 from me. Sorry? That is what happens. I kid you not. It's funny, really. After I've sent my tax bits and pieces up to my accountant, right? 4 weeks later, after that, you can't get hold of him because he's gone on holiday somewhere to like Australia or somewhere like that. You know, and it's just funny that is. Every time I've paid, I pay him to do my account. As soon as he's got the money, he's off, mate. That's it. He's gone. He's gone. He did a good deal. He moved from Kent to Scotland and made a bit of a killing in the sale of, because you know, anyone who's I'm down south. I'm in Berkshire. Okay, and anyone who's down south, if they move north, sort of anywhere from, I don't know, from sort of Northumberland up that way, Northumberland, Lincolnshire, where my sister is, Lincolnshire, to move up there, you know, you sell your house down here, buy something up there, and then you're like 200 grand in the bank. Honest, it's that cheap. If you're down south and you own a house, okay, go on Rightmove and type in, I don't know, Woodhall Spa, and see what you can get for 200 grand. And I tell you what, do it. And it says within what distance? Do within 15 miles and see what you can get for 200 grand in Lincolnshire. And then tell me what you can get for that in London. And answer, nothing. You might just about to afford someone's garage in London. It's a joke, isn't it? Joke. If I ever wanted to move up north, I'd be laughing, dear. But I couldn't do my jobs then. I couldn't travel down from Lincolnshire every day. Wouldn't like to do that. Joanne is in the States, in Michigan. Michigan in the States, aren't you? Mark says most American actors are wooden. Oh, no, don't go along with that, Mark. No. But certainly on that programme, the acting isn't particularly good in there. That's just one of those things, isn't it? So that's that. A couple of programmes I've been watching on the television, boys and girls. The Generation Game. No. Wrong. It's not dire. It's not an absolute disaster, but no. That's not working for me. Melon Suit. Wrong people. I said to you before, got to be Bradley Walsh. I've already been speaking about this for a couple of days, but I've watched the whole thing now. The Conveyor Belt. Oh, dear me. Come on. We've moved into the 21st century now, and you're still giving away a chocolate fountain, a shoe rack. A shoe rack? What about these other programmes, the prizes they give away on a shoe rack? Come on. The cuddly toy, that's the one item that you should keep in it. The cuddly toy. for amusement benefits. I think they gave away holiday to Vegas, so that was all right as well. But some of the prizes on that were absolutely dire. Not only that, but just the general way it was done. It's just, oh no. And judges, Lorraine Kelly and Richard, someone or other on there, the tall bloke with the glasses who's a miserable git. No, it's not working for me. Absolutely not working for me, that Generation Game. I think there's only one more anyway, which is on tomorrow. Bradley Walsh. Get Bradley Walsh to do it. He will be wonderful on that. I bet they won't. Paul says I should move to Birmingham, a 3-bedroom terrace house for £20,000. Are they really? Oh, you can get 3-bedroom houses for like 5-10 grand, depending where you are. I think there's certain Toxteth in Liverpool. Isn't that a place? Had terrible riots there years ago, didn't they, eh? Awful. Never mind. So that was a game for a laugh. Generation Game. Now, last night, because I couldn't get the Netflix working, and this morning, I've been watching Last Laugh in Vegas. That's on ITV1, colour, and it's great. It's really, really good. You've got on there lots of old stars. Cannon and Ball, who were a comedy duo with their own BBC One colour Saturday night television show. They're comedians. Anita Harris, who's just delightful. The lovely Anita Harris. There's Bobby Crush. I didn't know he was gay, Bobby Crush. Camp as a Christmas tree, isn't he? Who kept crying. You know, typical gay. Every 5 minutes he's crying. What's all that about, lads? Come on, boys. Just because you're gay doesn't mean you have to cry all the time. You don't see me sitting here crying all the time, do you? No. There's Bobby Crush. There's the bloke who rides around on an ostrich. I can't remember his name now. A bloke with funny hair who I kind of recognise a bit. A really weird hairstyle. And there's another bloke on there who thinks he's the bee's knees, but I don't really know who he is. Never recognised him from past. And, of course, the great Sue Pollard. And it's all this bloke, Mr. Marino, has brought them all together. He works in Vegas. I've actually been to see one of his shows. He does a drag show, Divas or something like that on the Vegas Strip, which is excellent, I have to tell you. And now let me think. Yes, he's bringing them all together to do this show in Vegas, to kind of give them a chance to do their stuff in Vegas. All these people, incidentally, are not really in the public eye in the UK anymore. They were. Over many years, these were big stars here in the UK. And kind of, you know, times change and people move on and people sort of, I'm afraid, go out of favour and that sort of thing. So that's how it is. And he wants to bring them all together to do a show. So I don't know how well that will go down, but I highly recommend that programme. It's hilarious. They all had a little bit of a row because they went into this house, big house, so all sharing this big house, and they couldn't decide who would have whose bedroom. Oh, God blimey. But I'm just trying to think of the name of the bloke. I don't know. I wonder if I can look it up. What's it called again? Last Laugh in Vegas. Let me see who it is. Last Laugh in Vegas. Let's see who the contestants are. Frank Marino's there. Last Laugh in Vegas, episode 1. Let's have a look in there. Well, it's in the Sun. Here we go. Who was in the cast? Here we go. Sue Pollard, Cannonball, Bernie Clifton. He's the one on the ostrich, and Mr. Marino is not quite sure what to make of him. He's not sure whether he's going to go down well or not in a Vegas audience. He really not sure about that one. Anita Harris, Jess Conrad. That's the one. Jess Conrad. I don't remember him at all. I do not remember Jess Conrad, who really loves himself. Or at least it does come across like that on the show. It might be a character he's portraying, I don't know. But Jess Conrad is on there. And Kenny Lynch, I think he's the one with the funny hair that goes down like that. But Sue Pollard. And at the beginning of the show, Marino says, I want you to think carefully and put yourself in order of who you think will be mostly recognised. And I don't know. I don't think anyone will recognise me anymore. And I knew the answer to that straight away. It was Sue Pollard. For me, she's the one who is most recognisable by everyone, young and old. And I think she should have stood at the end. It was quite funny to see it, though. But in the Sun a couple of days ago, it says ITV is taking us on a trip down memory lane with Last Laugh in Vegas, featuring a cast of seasoned British icons, and they were all icons, planning a Sin City variety show to remember. And it goes on to tell you about all the stars there, Cannon and Ball, as I say. They were quite huge. They were huge stars in the UK with their own Saturday night programme. But it's well worth watching. We've only had one programme so far, so do have a look at that on the ITV player, you know, the internet thing. The ITV player, what do they call that? The ITV Hub. Why do they call it the ITV Hub? Who comes out with these stupid names? Why don't you just call it the ITV Player? Anyway, it's on the ITV Player. Last Laugh in Vegas. You'll love it. It is funny and it's very warm as well. You will enjoy that, okay? So a couple of programmes I've been watching there. Paul says, Bradley Walsh, yes. Who the hell dreamt up that Mel and Sue would have been a good idea? It is just awful. They're not crap. Mel and Sue are not crap at all. They just need to find the right programme, and that's not the one. The Generation Game is not the one. And then there's a bit in there. She says, let's check the scores on the doors. Well, there are no doors. And it cuts to a picture of the backdrop, which is like a glittering red. And the scores are superimposed over this backdrop. There are no doors. Why did she say, let's have a look at the scores on the doors? There's no doors. Someone needs to think about the script of that, I think. Good morning, Tony Power. Kevin says you're talking about a row. These two employees at a Walmart store were having a row today and they started swearing. It was hilarious as he got louder and louder. Oh, you should have videoed that, Kevin, and sent it through. Oh, that'd be hilarious. We do like a row in a shop, don't we? So that was yesterday, boys and girls. I'm so glad you've noticed the flamingo. I really am. I haven't got a lot to do today. I've got to do some hoovering, really, and hoover the house. And my mate's going down to Bisley. He's going to pick up some turf for his garden, I think, which doesn't surprise me. What he does, he gets the garden done every year. And then, so they put down new turf, and he waters and waters and waters this turf. He just my mate overdoes everything. He does. And the sprinkler will be on for hours a day because he thinks that's what you're supposed to. Well, he knows that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to give it a water, yeah, but for Christ's sake, under 6 or 7 inches, we're just drowning the blooming thing. And then the weeds start coming up and what have you. Oh, dear. Russ wants to know what channel is the Generation Game on. BBC One. It's on the iPlayer. Look it up. Just type in Generation Game and you'll see last Sunday's one. It's on again, I think, this Sunday, 7 or 8 o'clock. Funny day to put it on, and it's Sunday, Generation Game. But that's how bad they probably would have put it on BBC One had it been any good. But you see, they recorded 6 of them. Well, there's only 2 of them going out. They're so bad. And if that's the good ones, God knows how bad the bad ones are. Joseph said, did you see the row boy? Did you see the row, the boy singing at the Walmart? No, I haven't seen that. Is that a YouTube thing? Have you got a name there that I can type in? Perhaps have a little look later when I finish the show. All right. Good. What else have we got here? We got another more television news this morning in the Daily Mirror. Oh, Davina, get your tissue. It's one of those sad shows again, about people losing a kidney or a leg or something like that. Oh, yes, as hosted by Davina Macau, it's time to get your tissues out and go. Settle down with a cup of tea and some tissues, it says in the Daily Mirror. The life makeover show that tugs at heartstrings and inspires us to tackle challenges is back. Davina Macau meets people who tell her their goal for the year. Then, with some TV magic, it fast-forwards 12 months to find out whether they managed to achieve their ambition. I mean, some of you, when it gets to some of the ages of some of the people watching this show, to live another year is an ambition, isn't it? But when my kids first started watching the show, they were like, wow, how did they do that? Laughs Davina about the year-long transformations happen in a mere few seconds. You look the same, but they've changed. But she insists the real magic is the guests who transform their lives in front of the nation. So that's coming up soon. That's probably ITV, that one. Is it? Does it give a time? Oh, there's before and afters there. Dear me, before and afters. It's going to be on Tuesday, 8 o'clock on ITV. So I'll record that one. You know, it's another one of those programmes that they want you to sit there bawling your eyes out again, don't they? Oh, my word. One of those things, but never mind. Tonight we've got Casualty, of course, and that's something I like. What else? We haven't got the... What else is on tonight? What's the Saturday night programme at the moment on BBC One? Oh, Takeaway. It's on ITV, isn't it? The Takeaway thing with Dec Donnelly. I will be watching that tonight because I think he's an excellent host on his own. I really do. He did so well last week, didn't he? Yeah, Declan Donnelly. Good. Let's do just one more story. I had a load of stories here. We haven't got round to any of them, did they? Good. Here we go. Right. Finally today, which is more likely to make you ill? Oh, thank you, Nigel. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph, we're going to call Nigel. Are you Nigel Farage? Is Nigel Farage watching the programme to get some ideas for his next lot of speeches? Is that you? Are you Nigel Farage? Here we go. In the Mail Online this morning, which is more likely to make you ill? Shaking someone's hand or kissing their cheek? And I've got to tell you, when I'm at work, I wash my hands several times throughout the night. Because customers touch me. And they're dirty people. Oh, the filth that comes off of some of these hands. Oh, can I give you a kiss, Chris? Oh, God. Yeah, I've got a bit of tracing paper I put between my face now and a pair of unknown lips. Not like when you're young, is it? You know, you want to kiss everything that's going around. No, you get older, you start getting a bit wary of these lips, dear. Especially, you know, these lips are coming towards you and you can actually see bacteria crawling across them. It's frightening. Anyway, here's the story. Recently, Dame Joan Collins bemoaned the handshaking and cheek-kissing culture that she believes was responsible for her catching the... Oh, what's gone wrong with that camera? Just a minute. Dear me, that looks awful, doesn't it? Something's gone wrong there. 1 minute. Oh, I know what. Let's just... there we are. Is that better? Sorry about that, boys and girls. We were looking very odd then, weren't we? I was all whited out. She's bemoaned the handshaking and cheek-kissing culture that she believes was responsible for her catching the flu. Yes, I can't stand all that kissing. Oh, hi, Chris. Kiss on each cheek. What's all that about? We never used to do that. Don't want to kiss you. Keep away. She now wears gloves. She now wears gloves at every opportunity to avoid the zillions of invisible germs on every surface, from door handles to lift buttons and supermarket trolleys. Disgusting places. Supermarket trolleys. And never, ever pick up a magazine in a doctor's surgery. Oh, my God. Yeah, you might as well book a funeral now, to be honest. Very, very dangerous. But is Dame Joan, right to be so wary, or is she being paranoid? So to find out, this is in the Daily Mail, to find out, I decided to see how levels of bacteria on my hands changed as I carried out everyday activities, from travelling on public transport to going to the supermarket. And here we go. Is an air kiss the safest greeting? Now, what is an air kiss? I think that's when you go, hello, sweetie, but you don't actually touch anything. It says some celebrities and politicians use hand sanitizer after shaking hands, as bacteria and viruses can be passed on through skin contact. British athletes were even advised not to shake hands during the 2012 Olympics for fear they would struck down by illnesses. So how should you greet someone without appearing rude? Researchers from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine recommended that the least risky way was a continental air kiss on each cheek. But this can bring you into contact with the area near someone's nose and mouth, which are swarming with bacteria. Release the bacteria! Release the bacteria! That was from the Daleks with Peter Cushing. Do you remember that? When they made that big bomb and they were trying to put a big red bomb it was, and they were trying to put it down into the centre of the earth. Do you remember that? Doctor Who and the Daleks, Peter Cushing. Release the bacteria! To find out which is more hygienic, I swabbed my right-hand cheek and cheek before and after a work event where I meet new people. Before swabbing, I thoroughly washed my hands with soap, leaving just behind just 2 types of bacteria in very low numbers. When we count bacteria, we're looking at the potential to grow, explains Val Edward Jones. In ideal conditions, a bacteria will double its numbers every 20 minutes. Oh my God. With 4 to 6 hours, you could be talking about more than 1 million bacterial cells crawling around on your hands. My hands do get itchy. Do you think that's the bacteria? Within 24 hours, it could be billions. Some dirty, disgusting people don't wash their hands for hours, dear. Oh, God, aren't they awful? This is what we call a colony. You have probably got colonies of bacteria on your hands at this moment. Aren't you worried? We call a single bacterial cell a colony forming unit, or CFU. The more harmful CFUs you have on your skin, the higher the risk that they will get in your nose and mouth and make you ill. Awful, dear. And it goes on to tell some of the different things. So they reckon germ rating, 4 out of 5 is air kiss. Oh, so that's bad or good? I don't know. What about a handshake is 3 out of 5? And so is that good or bad? It says there were 176 CFUs on my hands at the start of the day. The lab thought this was fairly typical and safe to assume that after washing my hands or using antibacterial gel throughout the day, there would be between 100 and 200. After shaking hands with around 15 people, although the same number of bacteria were present, they were even in smaller numbers, just 48. How had I lost the bacteria rather than gained it? Oh, isn't that strange? Oh, okay, so the lower the number, the better. Right, okay. So the air kiss... Hang on a minute, one minute. The air kiss is 4 out of 5. The handshaking is only 3 out of 5. Look at that. So you're better off to shake hands. None of this. High five. What's all that? High five. This is not an American state, dear. We shake hands like proper British people do. Oh, hello, sir. Shake hand. High five. Pardon? What do you mean, high five? High five? No. Hello. Correct. So, research found that a sneeze can release almost 500 CFUs. So, if someone sneezed into their hand and shook yours, their CFUs could end up on you too. There we are. Look at that. The worst? Flu-ridden and filthy transport. A train in flu season is filled with hacking and spluttering commuters, and someone always coughs into their hands and grabs the handrail. Oh, dirty bastards. I therefore hardly ever touch rails on public transport or in stations. However, this time, after cleaning my hands with an antibacterial gel, I embarked on the 30-minute tube journey to my house, determined to touch all the surfaces I could. Escalator handrails, tube grab rails, stair banisters, I touched them all. And the result? A revolting 8,000 CFUs and 4 types of bacteria, including one lab suspected of being of fecal origin. That means someone scratched their bum and then touched a handrail. Dirty people. I could have picked up a virus such as flu or norovirus 2, which the test was not have identified as it's harder to do so. So just awful. Isn't that funny? And then there's a germ rating. What about public loos? Public loos. Germ rating? 2 out of 5. That's low, isn't it? I went to the ladies on Clapham Common in London, and while I stopped short of running my hands around the bowl, I did touch... God. I did touch the door handles, the loo roll dispenser, seat and more, confident the swab would reveal disgusting levels of bacteria. After all, we're told, but the lab found 5 times and none of the bad stuff, just 250. Maybe loo cleaners on Clapham Common are particularly diligent. And what about hand dryers? Hand dryers, 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. One of the latest studies involving participants coating their hands with a virus before drying them suggested jet dryers contaminate the surroundings. But they don't. A picture of a Petri dish recently went viral after a microbiology student put it in a hand dryer for 3 minutes and a few days later, oh, hang on a minute, found a mass of fungi and bacteria. I can't work this out. Well, that says 2 out of 5. Oh, I don't understand this germ rating thing at all. We'll give up on that story, I think. I don't get it. So that says 2 out of 5, and it's bad. But there's another one up there. What, the air kissing? It says 4 out of 5. And that's not too bad. Oh, I don't understand how they've done those scores. I really don't understand. We'll give up on that story. Don't touch anything is my advice. And always wash your hands several times if you're going anywhere, dear. Dirty people. Tony Power says, I know, Chris, I was going to give Kelly Wilde a kiss the other day at the Two Brewers. She backed off and pointed out that she had got a lot of makeup on. Yeah, that was the excuse, darling. Don't want to kiss your filthy, dirty lips, Tony. That's what it is, love. I can never understand why artists can't accept a proper snog greeting. What, like that? Oh, they swabbed the inside of your noses for MRSA, says Kevin. I don't think I've ever done that. Good morning to Lee Marshall this morning. I had a little chat with him on Facebook last night. I'm just about to go now, I'm afraid. Nigel is in Leicester. Thank you, Nigel. That's where you are, over there in Leicester. Alrighty, I think we're done this evening, boys and girls. Yes, we'll do today's birthdays, and then I've got stuff to do. As I say, I've got to go and help my mate. It's up past 10. I've got to have my pills as well. It's pill time, boys and girls. Pill time for me. Let's do today's birthdays then. Happy birthday today to... One moment, please. Where are my birthdays? Here come the birthdays to Jacqueline. I love that name. Jacqueline. Jacqueline Veens Quasi. Oh, it's dear little Jackie in Aylesfield, isn't it? Dear little Jackie in Aylesfield. Happy birthday. I worked with her at British Telecom when I was on Directory Enquiries. Good morning, London Directory. Victoria Coach Station, 020... Oh, I can't remember now. 730-0202, Victoria Coach Station. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Good morning, London Directory. Victoria Train Station, 928-5100. Thank you. Good morning, London Directory. That's what we used to do. It was the most boring job ever in the world. British Telecom Directory Inquiries. In those days, it was all free. You never paid. What is it now? £2.50 to find a bloody phone number? What? How did that happen? It used to be free. You dial 142 if it was in London, 192 if it's out of London, and you would just say, can I have a phone number, please? And we'd give you up to 5 numbers, if I remember rightly. You were allowed 5 numbers, after which you had to call back again. And we were so busy there. Busy. It was all free. At the time, British Telecom's view of it was, well, if you're going to ring up to make, for a phone number, we will make the money back on the call that you make. But then all this privatisation came and it just absolutely decimated it, ruined it. But it was all right. We got so bored doing that. I used to sneak out to the locker room for a cigarette with my friend Jackie. So good morning, Jackie. You're a little bit younger than me, aren't you? Happy birthday. Happy days. And our trips over to Ely's. Oh, we used to have beautiful meals there because that was all subsidised. All the meals at British Telecom. We worked in Wimbledon. It's not there anymore. It's a big block of posh pussy flats. Posh pussy flats, dear. The whole block where we worked is posh flats. And we had a dining area in there, and it was all subsidised. You get a really nice meal for like 70 pence. That's dinner and pudding. Oh, it was lovely. Really nice food. Happy birthday today to Simon Marcus Gelling. Old Black Cat customer. Remember, you came up to Leeds with us once and we nearly ran out of petrol on the way home. Do you remember that? Oh, God. That empty light was on for about 45 minutes, wasn't it? But we made it. I had a green Golf at the time, if I remember rightly. Happy birthday, Simon. Susan Greer, it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Susan. And, that's it. I think Marcus Fitzsimmons, that's you, isn't it? Isn't that you? Hang on, I'll double check. I think that's the same. I think it's the. Is that you? Simon Marcus Gellin is Marcus Fitzsimmons. Yeah, it's got to be the same person. Why have you got two? Why have people got two Facebooks? That's just being greedy, isn't it? Greedy, greedy, greedy. Here come. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. All right? Happy birthday to you all. Have a nice day. Finally, Kevin says, why would you call to find a phone number? You can look it up online. Not then you couldn't, mate. In the 80s, there were no computers. We had... British Telecom had something called Prestel, which was like an information thing you'd look up from a video display unit that you'd have in your house. It was very expensive. Not many people had it. It was expensive. You had it in the house. But it wasn't really a computer. It was just like a video display unit at the end of it. A computer would have been at the BT place. So that's why. All right. Okay, boys and girls, thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully see you again at some point tomorrow morning, probably around about 11:30, something like that tomorrow. I shall go and do today's activities now and be thinking about you. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.